Well, where are we at? We had a big jam up. I've been waiting to see if it has recovered. It does not look like it. And that's how bad. 7 years into the game. Yeah, I left it on speed forward. So it's going to be a pain to dig our way out. Good thing we had insolvency insurance put on. So, what can we do? Well, our best months are negative 174, but generally in the 900s. Our worst are 2,500 down. We've got to take a look at what's causing the issues. Which lines are making money? Which lines aren't? Glass Collier 1, not making money. Well, let's go see which trains are now available. And we've got better engines available. We've got the Secus. More expensive, but faster. I'm not so certain those are going to be the way to go. One, we'd have to upgrade rail and that bridge, amongst other things. So the question becomes, which products would that be worthwhile on? Well, that's where this chart set comes in handy. Because right now it's 51 clicks to get the speed bonus. Anything above that gets it for us. Chippy, 4 miles over. As long as he's not losing speed due to weight. And milk is the 15%. Fresh meat, if we could start transporting it, gets us 18%. But where's that fresh meat going? Where would fresh meat be going? I don't see anywhere yet. So we need a market coming in soon. We're going to have to see whether we get that. All right. Those 2 milk trains seem to be making us money. Yep. So why is this train losing us money? Collier 1 was the long one. It should have been making us the most money. So that leaves us with, what's the issue on Collier 1? Trips and freight cap match. That's what we wanted to hear. But it also sat for months on end because of some issue. Well, that means there's a production issue at Motherwell Coal. And that dates back to not having passenger service yet. How do we fix that? Simple. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to add another passenger line. It's the only thing I can think of to take and speed things up along that. But while we're at it, we're going to need to get those trains all the way up to here, because at the coaling station, nope, nobody works there. Okay, so maybe just get them to that one spot. Let's do this. It's 1907. What methods do we have to get people there? Well, let's take a peek. Could we bus it? Doesn't look like it. We're still in the era of horse and buggy for another year or two. Well, actually longer than that, 6 years. 1913, if I remember right. But let's confirm. Vehicles, road, passenger. The Praga, 1919. Wow. So this is going to hurt. So we're going to have to do it by train. And sadly, that means a pricey train. Rather than upgrade the rails, we're just going to do a chippy. We're going to throw one car, one caboose, and run him back and forth up to the mine for right now. We could extend it further, and as a matter of fact, I've decided, yeah, we'll bring it all the way up and then come back. Blackpool, we're going to ask for 20% load. At Motherwell, we're only going to ask for a 10% load. How does that matter? 60 people, 10%, 6. 12. Won't make much money. Probably lose a lot of money initially until the line begins to fill up. But this train does not cost that much at 88 cents. So that's why we're going to do it that way. Launch him on the way, and then we need to take and do something. To prevent anybody else from blocking us in this lane, we need to go into the one train going by there, which is the box localer, and tell him that he has to use the siding. So that's that one there. And we're going to work this with a first insert stop here and then add stop here for the return trip. Unfortunately, the train goes all the way up to Motherwell. This is not going to be a fun run, but it's running. And the question is, will it make money? Where's this one at? Wells. Oh, that's our... There's our Wells rigger cart. And then we need to take a peek at our vehicle list. Go to the special settings. No line, which is this one. We need to assign it to a line, which we didn't do. We're just going to call that the River and Woods Racer for right now, because it goes along the river through the woods. To an extent. Another thing we're going to do is find a closed rail section sign. We don't have. Oh. And we haven't set this milk chart up to take a go to anywhere but that one, so that makes this easier. Let's go ahead and come into Blackpool because we do need to do some road work in Blackpool. What kind of road work? The simple kind. We need a dispatch barn. 4. And we're going to take and do in town the slower buggy with more passengers per trip. Because we're using the slower buggy, I don't care using the slower horses, even though we could do the purebreds. And we need to take and put in some bus stops. I'm going to put one here and one here. That'll cover most of what the town has grown. And gets everybody to work at the dairy. So they're going to come in, hit here, and copy backwards. Constant motion line, not the best for finances, but at the same time grows your town better. Steady flow, even if it's empty, is better than waiting for a load. All right. Speed him into town so he can start making some money. And we're already making a little bit of money. Don't know how well that line's going to do. Like I said, most of the buggies, as we can see, are red lettered. And I hate to say this, but I think we've got a problem on the dedicated local. Nope. There it was. We've got our run. Everything's making money except the buggies, and we have the coaling glass collier, which wasn't moving from Motherwell Coaling Station. What can we do to upgrade production there? Well, one thing we're doing now is we are generating electricity. And maybe it is time to start thinking about moving electricity around. Pricey, as we've found out, but let's see what we can do. Unfortunately, I chose a bad spot. And yes, you probably saw that I could have saved the money there. So first things first, I'm going to get the power to the nearest industry, which in this case happens to be the dairy. And then we're going to try to get power up to here. And let's see if we generate any power in the near term. And it may be that we need to take and start generating there goes the power. Starting to generate power. Okay. We can probably throw 2 more oil trains onto the oil train lines right away. But first, let's double check, make certain we're not holding at the yard. Production's good. Let's add 2 more. Speed run, dispatch those guys out there. And let's keep an eye on that for just a moment and see just how much money we're going to make or change on the line as a whole, not. So before we were floating between 1,500 and 2,500. Let's see how long it takes to jump up. Well, there's 1,800, 25. Now, is that going to become our new baseline with 2 more trains delivering? Also, while we're at it, keep an eye on that oil. Oil producing is going crazy. I think we can add another 2 lines. But let's first see if that leveled. If it's leveling it, then that's a good spot to add maybe 1 train now. And I'd consider adding another cart. Matter of fact, let's do the cart because obviously we could use some more people out there. And we got to get people back home. So the Wells Rigger cart is what was going, and it's making us some money. Come on back to here. I'm going to buy 3, pricey as this is, and see if this gamble pays off in any way, shape, or form. Put 2 out onto the line right away. We'll wait a bit. We do seem to have an upward trend going now, and $3,000 seems to be the top at the moment. While we're waiting, we're going to run the electricity the rest of the way over to Motherwell Station. Coaling station. So to do that, we're going to put in our friend here. Do a power run this way. Get clear of the community and then come down to the other mine. And now with power run to 3 industries, the question is, what's the electrical usage? Is it working? Well, those are good questions for next episode. I'm Kelly Jack. This has been episode 14 in our Simutrans Pak128 second, more serious try. And I got serious by turning on insolvency protection because, frankly, I don't have a choice right now. I've got to spend the money to make the money to dig myself out. And I had to dig myself a hole in order to make money to begin with. Maybe I should have just stuck with just the power generation first. But I wanted to see. So, FAFO. I fooled around and I'm finding out. Have a better day than I'm having.